You're all welcome to today's class. I want to quickly recap our last class and then we can move to today's course outline. Look at it together, then we can talk more about it. Last week we quickly went through the configuring of my Power App, which we did. We work on transition of this page, that is going from here going to the transition. You could see we use a push here. We'll work on the transition page to get everything here have cover here and there. We work on transiting this page and adding the text that we have here. The transition that is selected, you can see split, and here is none. You didn't add anything. And just do the honor of just adding something, right? Probably using show. Okay, so today we are going to progress. We're going to use this, but let's quickly check our course outline. That is what we'll be achieving in today's lesson. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand and to navigate through the open place, the open section of Microsoft PowerPoint, understand the open dialog box, understand the open presentation, opening multiple presentations, switching between open presentation, understanding presentation views, changing the presentation views, navigating a presentation and using the Zoom tools, opening a recent presentation, then the animation pane. Now we are going to be using exactly this lesson that we've done. Don't forget to control save your work. So let's close it and start. Assuming you are starting the PowerPoint software for the first time, you have to type that. Once it comes up, just go ahead and click it or press enter from your keyboard. So allow it to load. This is the blank presentation. Now, don't forget that we are going to be using the open place. And how do we use the open place? First thing that appears when you open a new blank presentation is a home. And in the home, you find that you could open a new blank, create a new blank presentation, create an existing template. You understand? And if there's more teams that is available here, we can click down and we could see more. These are the numbers of teams I have used. So all we need here, that is creating new on the new module. This is your home, while this is the new. If you want to create anything new, you come down here and create with template or use the blank presentation. Now this is the open menu, open place. Now the open place has 3 to 4 different sections that you can use. In the open place is where you can find your recent PowerPoint which you've used. You can see it, presentations. Now it's actually creating the history of how you use the presentation. The last presentation we opened was, let's say, for the PowerPoint, and the previous one we opened was this, and it's giving us dates that we opened them, which happens to be today. And look at it, this thing is according to the hierarchy of days, and on 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 and on. So now, if you notice something, it also gives us the folder location. This is the folder. It's in downloads in a folder called courses and Power Starter. This is the parent folder. Now, the course outline is actually in a parent folder called downloads and directly a folder called courses. Okay, then the course outline will be in there. Now, the lesson 3A PowerPoint is actually inside the parent folder downloads, courses, PowerPoint, and starter. Now, let's verify if it's truly there. Let's go to downloads. we are trying to verify this, the lesson 3A. So let's go. So what do? We go to downloads, okay? Okay, let's just click a new file explorer. Let's assume you are checking for the first time. Click your file explorer, okay? You could just type explorer or file explorer. If you are using Windows 10, if you are not using Windows 10, you are good. Just click on the folder that you have. Allow file explorer to open, okay? So once it's open, then we can go to download here. Then we look for courses based on what the folder tells us. Don't forget, so that we should download and courses, then PowerPoint starter. There are three folders in this place. We have the downloads. Inside download, we have the courses folder. Inside the course folder, we have the PowerPoint starter. So let's go. Open the courses. So the first thing we goes to is the what? Okay, we've opened the download. This is the courses folder, and the PowerPoint starter right here. Then we have all the lesson. Don't forget we need the lesson 3A PowerPoint. So let's open it. Click on it twice. So it has indicated that something has opened. So this is the lesson 3A. Because what was in the lesson 3A. And fine. Don't forget that we didn't add any transition to our lesson 3A. So that's why it's showing on when I come to when I come down here. So let's open another one. Let's open the next one, this which is the lesson 4A through the open place file. Go to open. Okay, then click the 4A once. So it opens. That means we make progress from this to this. And this is actually the one that we are going to be using lesson 4A. We stopped at lesson 4A last week. So now let's progress. We are going to be actually achieving some things that we have as an objective here. We are going to talk the open dialog box. The open dialog box is actually the dialog box that appears each time you launch your PowerPoint, and it could be a way, it can be as something that would guide you, okay, that tells you what to do. Now, let me just quickly step you through the dialog box. Let's give an example of how the dialog box works. For example, let's assume I come down to this folder, which is the PowerPoint starter, and open it. Now, after it has finished loading, one of the things that dialog box to tell me to display that this particular folder or files has been opened. Do I want to navigate through it? It's actually meant for instruction, okay? So that's one of the things that dialog box do. Let's take a quick time. All right. So the PowerPoint dialog box is that part of PowerPoint that gives you the option to edit your box, edit your text in the type of way that you want it to be, or probably it gives you the clue on how or what to do with objects, which is text or images in your PowerPoint. For example, press Ctrl and Shift to select a particular box. You could select up to 2 boxes while you press Ctrl Shift down and drag your mouse with the other and left click on the other object. You could select more than 3, 4, 5 objects at the same time. This is it. Now, how do we use dialog box? Clicking into one object and right click here, right click as I'm doing now, and come to properties. Okay. If you don't have properties, all these things here are options that you could use with that particular text, which is my power hub. You could come to the storyboarding and add to my shapes, update my shapes, create a layout, edit layout, add shape auto. You can add comments, format shape, size, and position, edit alternative text, save as picture, and code like that. Now let's quickly come to new comments. I do have comments. This my this is my power app name logo. So press enter from your keyboard. So that is it. You created a top comment here. So anytime someone comes in there and get hold of this, let's close here. As I just open my Power app, you are privileged to download it. Then you come into my app and you click on the text. If you need a guide on how I did it, I could put an instruction on how I did it there. So you could say, I could tell you I made this using this. I could place my instruction and you could respond back in the dialog box. I use the comments part. Now let's quickly let's add another dialog and that descriptions. We have what we call the okay, let's say come to translate. The translate is only meant for when you are using online, when you are working online and you want other options. Okay, so the dialog box is just simply for give you powerful option to manipulate your text and to make your objects and images better. Let me select all these options here now. You find that the first thing that came up was a dialog. The same thing that is up here was down here as a result of me taking. Now let me click on this image and right click. So I have different options. I could have alternative text here. Okay, you type it in. My Power App software version. Web versions display. So that is just that. So we are done and we have it there. So that is the alternative text there. And we can as well come down if you need more to this very place and create more access to have other informations, other options that you want. You could use the dialog box by customizing the ribbon. Let's say we needed something. So you click on more commands from here and you come down and we needed whatever that we need, we must have it at the back of our mind. This is what we want. So we just want to bring it out from the dialog box and make it available in our options. So, okay, so let's quickly, we want to slide sorter from outline. You have the transition, we have the touch mouse mode, is there already. We have the view macro. So let's come to all commands and choose. We need to speak. Okay, we have the speak right here. So let's just come to play the 3D model. We need some other things. We need place the audio track. All right. Fortunately, you can only select one at a time. So just go ahead and play 3D. So let's add it. Whatever you want to add, you go ahead and add that way. You scroll down. We want publish to be there. So publish, you come in. When you see this, publish as PDF or SPSS, publish slides. This means that you need an extra work to do, like downloading that template if it's not available, if it's not working from online. Let's start with record from. We need something of this sort. Record from beginning. Add it. Record from current slide. Add it. record slideshow added. So we decide what we want to do, and we are making it available. And now that we are through, for now, let's OK. And you find out that we have all the options here now. You have all the options. Record from beginning, record from current slide, record from record from current slide here, record from current slide. Now, one of the things about what we have here, if it is the same thing, you could go ahead and edit. Okay, so now let's leave that for now. Let's quickly come down to the next option that we need to actually open a presentation. You open a presentation by coming to the file and clicking on open and choosing the desired file you want to open. And let's say we want to open lesson 2 PowerPoint. You click on open here, and this is the lesson 2 here. Now that is that. So what do we do now? Opening multiple presentations. You can open multiple presentations by just starting your PowerPoint and use the open mode to open the files that you want to open just by locating them from the open place. Okay, that's by opening them from the open place. Let's go. Let's assume you have a PowerPoint. Type in your PowerPoint here, and you want to open more than one PowerPoint program. So you are on open right now. You want to open this. Open lesson 2A. While down open, you come back to file. You come to open. Okay. You open lesson 4A. Allow it load. Open again. Come to open. After file, you come to open. You just open. Okay, let's open lesson 3A. So how do you navigate? You come down to the PowerPoint here on that. You could see all the files you've opened down. You play around with them by clicking on to select them. This is 4A. You come down here, you select this one. This is 2A. You come down here and select it. This is 3A. So you could work on different files by coming to the open place and opening them, and they will open separately. And whatever you save inside each one is saved only in that file alone. Okay. Don't forget, we will not be needing 3 and 2A. What we need in this tutorial is 4A. We want to animate it. First and foremost, what we do, let's get there first. So we just switch between open presentation and understanding presentation views. What are presentation views? Let me quickly show you something. I have shown you when we started all that we are doing. Let's quickly go to, we are going to be using presentation 2 here to do that, so that you can have deeper understanding. Come to open. 2A should be hard because we just finished using it. So let's come to our view, the presentation view. We have the normal view. We have the outline view. Outline view shows us the outline, what we put in here, okay? And the hub here, okay? All right, so let's come to the slide sorter. Just a slide alone, okay? The notes page. The notes page, this is all that we have, so if you want to have more. Okay, reading view. So this is just a reading view for you, for those who want to read the presentation from the reading view. Okay, we have the slide master. There we go. Slide master has different templates that you can use. So what you need to copy it and paste it to have it done. Have it edited in your real life work. Come down here, scroll. You have different ones. You could scroll on and on and on and on. But one of the most funniest things is that we don't need it for now. So we close master view, come back to view, and let's check the handout master. Is the handout master? Okay. Handout master view. could edit and work on this. All right, so that's it shows us the orientation, and they are just trying to understand what the view mode's all about. Note master view. So the note master view, how object and text are arranged. Okay, now close and come back to the view. Let's come back to the normal. This is the normal that we have here. And one of the things about view is that it enables you to switch between different already made templates that PowerPoint can offer. And if you love any of those designs, you will not be able to, you will not want to stress your head, and just all you just need is to copy that particular view. For example, let's come to master view. I have a master view here. I love this. So what do? I want to copy it. Just press your Control and Shift, and click your mouse. Okay. Okay, and Control C or copy. I click and copy like this from your keyboard, and close the view. So what do? Insert new slide. Then while that is there, come to the major home and backspace to delete away. Okay, then Control V in, then you have it there. For now, that is how you should get started before we get to the advanced way of doing this. Now, we are not going to use this. We just want to walk us through. Okay. So that is that. Lesson 5B, 5E. So let's save it, go back to courses, it's there already. Save it in your own location, okay? Just change it to 5A, AB, okay? Okay, so now we have it there, saved. Now, don't forget that we are switching between PowerPoint now. Changing presentation view, we just did that. We can come down here to change the layout of our presentation by coming down to this place, and let me show you something. The layout of our presentation, all you just need to do is to come down here. Come down here. Let's come down to this place, and just like you would have your view in landscape and portrait, you could also define yours if you want it to be portrait, if you want it to be landscape. Now, let's right click here. But you know one thing, one of the things about PowerPoint is that it's always advisable to have landscape. So it has landscape already. So layout is plenty here. You could have different layouts. If you don't want to go to the view again, what do? Just right click and let's come to layout, insert layout straight away, and just choose one that you want. You're good to go. If you don't want it, you Control Z it. So what do? Come down to the new slide and put in the layout straight away. Let's choose this. So we have another layout here. Better, right? And faster. Okay. So you could come to the new slide and right click and choose and have different volumes of work. Okay. It's supposed to come up, so you push it up and have this one at the last here. Once you want to make any slide and you want it to get, make sure that the last slide is selected first before you create a new slide. If not, whatever that you are doing will have issue. You could go and put slide 3 and slide 4. So let's say we want to add a slide before 2. You come to one, and when you start, if you want to insert a template, all you need to do is to come down to this down, just under it and select, okay, and just after. Now you have this here. You don't want this. What do you do? Control, right click, sorry, and delete slide. You have it here. So we have all this blank slide here for 5AB. Now let's get back to our objective, isn't it? Okay, so our objective comes back to the objective. You have navigating the presentation, going through the presentation. What we just did now, you go navigate through your presentation using the zoom tool. Using the zoom tool, you can also use your mouse. If you are using the mouse, you could scroll down by pressing. If you are using external mouse, you could do it by going through. How do you navigate? You may not be able to scroll from here, but when you're on the page like this, you could scroll through. Now, what do I mean? When you push the arrow, take it from the first slide to the fifth slide. The second slide will come up. Third slide will come up. You release your hand, you see that something is happening. You want to move it and it's moved. You find that the slide is changed, you are navigating. And while you navigate, you can click into edit, you can click into add something, add picture, add text, anything you want to add to the okay. And you could just go ahead on and on to add anything. You could add text, that is navigation. Instead of coming here to select one by one, you could just navigate, go through like pushing up, like 3. Once you push up, it's fine. It's telling you we are in slide 1 already. Once slide to come down a bit and release your hand and type in, fix in whatever you want to fix in. Don't forget if you want to save your work. So that is that. Let's use the next, our default application that we use from the beginning, which is the 4A, which I said we are going to use. Let us use to create and finalize our work for today. So the first thing we want to do is to get, you've opened the recent presentation, so that's not an issue again. Now, using the zoom tool, how do you use the zoom tool? Very, very simple. So you could press your control down and move your mouse and you zoom. You move your left click mouse and you could use this button also to zoom. Press your control down and move your mouse up, push it up to zoom it out like this. Push it down to zoom in. Push it up to zoom out. Push it down to zoom in. So if you don't want to use that, you could use this. This is the 66% of our presentation. Make it 100, is 98. So you can see it will stay well on a slide. So what we have been using since it's just a fragment of the presentation, this is 62% of our presentation. So now the next line of action is to get our PowerPoint. We introduce the animation pane. This is where we are going to now. Animation pane. We want to animate the PowerPoint. Okay, move to the next thing. So let's get back to animating our test. We start from the first slide. What do? Come down here and let's click on the animation to show us the animation pane. Now, how do we get the animation pane? You start the animation pane by adding your first animation. So what do? Click on add animation and we have plenty of it to play around with. Let's put in flying. No, we don't want that. Okay, probably if it is flying, but we need the direction. We need to give it direction. Come to the effect option to give it direction. We have from left. Okay, we have from. Okay, that's from top left. We have from top. Flying from there. We have from top right. We have from right. We have from bottom right. So what we use is we just use from top. Okay, good. Now we can, if you notice something, it's on click. That means once you click it, the animation starts. And the delay is just 50. Let's make it 1 as 1 minute. Okay, so presentation, the next which we have the add animation and the add entrance. What do you need to do? Let's use float. Float. Okay, we want to give it a direction. Float down. Good. Now, in this area, we want to try and make it to be after previous, after the first one, okay? That 1 minute after the first one, no delay. 0 delay means that after that 1 minute, it instantiates immediately. Now, what is the animation pane used for? Click on it. The animation pane is used for reordering. Let's assume we want this presentation with simplicity to come before this. What do? We just come to the animation pane. You could drag the one up, down. You could drag the one up, down. How do you do that? This is already up here. This is, you can look at it and you could come down and let's push it up. Let's push it up. Let's push it up. Click on this and effect timing option, remove timing option, timing. If by the reason of what you do here, it does affect what happens there. Let me quickly give you an example. The animation pane is meant to drag. Okay, fine. I think this is just everything here is still under 1. Okay, so now let's quickly create just we will make that available in the next text because you may not really understand just with 2 instances here. Let's get the 3 instance. Let's get to second slide here. Our animation pane is available for us as we are added. So my powerhouse, let's use we need something different. We need wheel. Okay. We need effect option. Let's see 4 spokes. Okay. We have that. That's change it to, because it's in the next slide, so we make it with after previous. Let's have a CMS. Well, let's add something. Let's make it drop. Let's add more entrance. One drop. Where's drop here? Okay. Drop. Now we can set the drop. Looking at the text, the level of text that is here, we can make it 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Make it with after previous. And we want the picture to come in. I want random bars to take over that. Random bars. That's okay. Make it 75. Now it's after previous. Okay, everything is still aligned under 1. Now I'm going to make 1 here and we will see what happened. Now I'm going to animate this. Okay, I will animate this 1 here. Float. Okay, good. Now you can see we have 0 and 1. Everything I did under here, because I put after previous, so they are all under the same segment, but 1 and 0 is not after the segment. Why? Because I have one click on 1, which is the second one here, and the first one I have it on after previous. Can you see it? So now, how do we push 1 up? That one goes down. Now that I'm down here, let me click here. It takes me up. Can you see it? So I come to the top level here. If I want it back down, the animation, what do? Press it down. Come down here. Now, let's add this. We don't want on click. Let's have after previous. Let's split. Let's choose a direction. We want vertical out. All right, so let's put it after previous. So let's come back to the first instance we have here. Click on this if you want. Let's play the animation again. Play it. Okay. We want everything play from the beginning. So my power first. Now, if you want this to come first, even though it's down there, what do? Select it and to give you arrows to push it up. Then let's play. So this happened first, and this is gone. It's forgotten. Then let's click out and let's start. Good. Now, we don't want it that way. It's abnormal. So what do? Click on this and click down. Subtitle 2. Now let's play. Click out and play all. If your hand is on 1, it only plays the one you select, just like this. Okay. But if your hand is only on 2, it only plays the 2. But because the reason why the 1 was able to play the rest, because it plays, animation usually plays from the top. Okay. So when we click play, it plays the second one. But if you go to the next slide, it only plays 1. So if you make a mistake in animating, don't bother to go and be correcting, except you want to remove the animation from it. Then you probably want to change it. Okay, you want to remove the animation, you remove the animation by doing like this, and then you find that when you play from the animation is no longer there. You want to return it back to Control Z and I'll be back, or you come back and choose it again. So now play selected. Let's come back to the top and play everything. So you're good. Now let's quickly animate the rest and have an exciting presentation. Now let's come to flip. So that's flip. Flip should be after previous. Let's ensure that everything is after previous. We have a reason why we're doing that. Okay, then we have the silver plan. We'll select okay, after previous. I want zoom. Let's change the effect direction. Okay, let's see. Okay, after previous. Okay, now let's go. We'll come back to that later. Grow and turn. Okay. Okay, that should be after previous, not on click. Let's come down to this. I want to use making sure more effect. Let's upload up there. I think that's cool. Animation. Don't forget to always ensure that it follows suit. Enterprise plan. Let's have more effect. We have a float. Okay. So after previous, let's come to the enterprise plan. Animation. Let's have a wipe. Okay. Make it after previous. Now, could select these two at once and give it a float. Okay, so make it after previous also. So this is animation pin shows us the arrangement of how this our animation is being arranged. We could modify from there, rearrange from there. This is the beginning of for someone who wants to learn video editing or motion. This is a kind of pattern that is given to them each day. They upload devices, audio, sound, and all those things like that. It's arranged in animation pane mode or video pane mode or timeline for them so that they can push, move here and there, insert what they want to insert. Now let's quickly come to the last one here. Visit our course. We could just use flying. We need to give it direction from top left. Okay, so should be after previous. Okay, then let's have this. Let's have something different, like flip. Okay, so let's make the flip 1 minute. Okay, make it after previous also. Now we need to save. We haven't saved. Save as saving. Okay, we need to. What are we saving? We're saving here this time around. We also saving PowerPoint data. So, but irrespective of that, you could move your file data provided you have closed your PowerPoint. If you want to move right now, this is what shows you. Let's say, for example, we want to move the one that we save into the PowerPoint starter. Let's try. Click it and come and drag it to the PowerPoint starter. To tell you, let's see, that is a sign. That only is made possible because we must have closed it. Can you see it? It's not up. It's not up. So we have closed it. So let's come to the PowerPoint here and choose 5A for ourselves. 5AA, lesson 5A for this. Save it. Now, what I did there for saving, once you have your own saving directory, you don't need to be stressing yourself, sweating yourself out, as I just did now. But peradventure, you save in the wrong place, wrong location. You could locate and you find out the file is saved in the wrong location. You could drag and drop into the folder by using what I did, or by going through the file explorer. This is courses here. I want to drop one of these there. What I do is that I'll just drag here, then drag in here. If I don't want it there, I Ctrl Z once and it comes out. Okay, that is just two sides to it. So this is the animation pane. You have been introduced to the basics and how to use it. And I believe what we need right now is to preview our presentation and see how what it looks like. Let's come to the preview and let's start the real slideshow from beginning. Let's go. You need a click first before everything works. Then it works. The next slide come up when you press a button, the keyboard. So you can see now the speed at which is actually displaying is based on the timing that we give it. If you want it to speed up a bit, you cancel and come down here and come to the animation and set it to 1 minute 25 seconds. Okay, it's Ctrl save and resume back to your slideshow, and from current slide you go. Okay, oh, sorry about that. Okay, so increase the speed a bit, right? So it's based on the timing that you give it. That is what the text or the object will take in running its animation effect. But I want you to really see, for example, if you are writing an application or a presentation for a bank or for an organization, and you want to display their text like this, and they also want to talk on it, it's always good to set a timing like this, that why text is being is dropping, it can also at the same time be read out by the machine that you choose. As we progress, we will learn how to use voice, speak in, or let the machine do the speaking for you using different voices and making this also into different motion videos that you can share on YouTube, share with your friends on Facebook, and code like that. Okay, let me just press the next thing on the keyboard so that it can be fast. So don't worry about that. Let's go to the next slide because of our time. Okay, fine. Let's uh, let's let's stop now. You notice something? You notice that the first thing that came up of this wasn't animated. This wasn't animated. So let's escape. The slideshow pane is actually to help us also, so that we can animate, so that we could know what is animated and what has not been animated. So let's click in here and let's use uh, float in. Now look at where we just have it here. We have it on 3, right? It's right here. So we use after previous. Now we need it to come up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be the number 4, right? So we need to push it up. Let's push it up. Keep on going. Okay. Now count now. 1, 2, 3. It's like it's getting, that's gotten. Let's push it down a bit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if it works. Let's check it from preview first. Okay. Still a bit better. We need the feature to do something also. So what do? Let's click the feature and let's send the feature up also to where it is there. Okay, so go up to stay on 5. Feature will stay on 5. Okay, fine. So now let's go to the slideshow and see it bigger from current slide. Good. You know what happened? It hasn't been given the right to do. Let's come to an animation. It's supposed to be after previous. It was supposed to work after previous. So if it doesn't work now, let's check it again. Okay. Let's go. Something is wrong with whether with the machine or with our arrangement. Okay. The issue. Let's check it with let's click out, click here, come back to animation and see it has no instruction after previous. Okay, it has instruction now. That's from that side. Let's start again from current slide. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's go to the last slide. Once it comes up, it's supposed to show us the last footer by itself. Something is wrong with the control of the footer. Probably let's come to the animation pane and put on after previous and make it after previous also. So let's get back to slideshow and let's preview again. Allow it to load itself. So that's that. And congratulate you for successfully concluding your course for today. You can go get it. Once again, congratulations. See you in the next class. There is classwork attached to this work. So kindly check your WhatsApp and the school website to see your assignment and make sure you do it and submit it as soon as possible. Thank you. See you later.